Hello everybody, it's Yashar here, back again with another video. And in this video, I'm going to show every single stock that I own in my WealthSimple account, and will also show you my wife's portfolio, update you on recent changes to our stocks portfolio, and the new stocks that we bought during the last month. 2023 has been a great year so far for the markets. US market with S&P 500 is up almost 6.2% year to date. Tech stocks and particularly Nasdaq stocks are up almost 10.9% year to date, and Canadian market with TSX is up almost 6.4%. And our combined portfolio is also up more than 11% year to date so far, which is amazing. It's still outperforming all the major indices on both bull markets and bear markets. The dollar value of my own portfolio at the moment is a little bit over $64,000, and our combined grand portfolio of me and my wife worth around $80,000 today. $79,700 to be more accurate, which is great. Dollar amount wise, we are at all-time high. Of course, in this channel, things are a little bit different than other finance-focused YouTube channels, and I will try to update you every single month with full transparency and show you the exact performance of my portfolio and also my wife's portfolio, which we consider them one grand portfolio. I'm not selling investing courses here. I'm not accepting sponsored garbage content to make money. I'm not predicting when the Fed or Bank of Canada will cut rates. I'm not covering Elon Musk's recent tweets. I'm not trying to make my portfolio performance and my buys and sells a mystery and make money off of that. And I don't tell you what stocks to buy because I don't know about your investment goals, your risk tolerance, and your financial situation. But what I will tell you here is what I'm doing with my own money. And I show you my process of evaluating different companies. So if you like to see how I evaluate various companies, various stocks, and see what I am buying and selling every single month, and see the performance of my portfolio in the long run, make sure to just subscribe and follow my videos. I used pretty much all of our investment in 2020 to buy a house, and therefore I started this new portfolio in January 2021, and slowly dollar cost averaging to the stocks that I found them undervalued or fairly valued but with a great quality. So yeah, I first just want to start with the asset allocation. This is a nice graphical representation of the stocks we hold in this grand portfolio. RRSP is no longer the largest position in our portfolio here. And as you can see, Meta and Google, after the recent rebound of tech stocks and also after our recent buys, are actually the new largest holdings in this portfolio with 17% and 15% weighting. Meta, Google, RRSP, and EQ Bank as our largest holdings are almost 60% of this portfolio at the moment, which shows how much I believe in these companies and how much we are concentrated in these positions. In terms of the sector allocation, financials and tech are still our largest holdings, followed by consumer discretionary stocks and REITs. This is the dividend tracker that I have in Excel, and as you can see here, the amount of the dividend I received in the last 2 years from January 2021 to this day increased every single quarter. Q1 2021, I received only $25 in dividend. 2 years later, Q4 2022, I received $305 in dividend in just one quarter. The dividends I received almost 10x in just 2 years, which is absolutely amazing, especially when you realize that all of these dividends are tax-free as they are inside my TFSA account. In the next 3 years, I expect to receive 2 more major dividend payments from Bank of Nova Scotia and TD Bank, which should be around $160. Okay, now let's look at my personal WealthSimple account, excluding my wife holdings in her own accounts. Overall, I have close to 64,000 Canadian dollar worth of stocks here. My TFSA, which is mostly Canadian companies, performed very well considering the downturns in the markets in 2022, and it is up close to 4%. I analyzed pretty much all of these stocks before that I hold in my TFSA currently, and I will leave a link to those videos in the description box below. In the US side of my TFSA, there is no change at all. Google is the only position I hold here, and as you can see, I currently own 50 shares of Google in my TFSA, and it is up 8%. I bought 12 more shares of Google in the last month in my RRSP account, which I show you in a couple of minutes, as I think Google valuation is very attractive at this point, and I want to actually continue to add to my Google position in RRSP at this price again and again. On the Canadian side of the account, I bought more shares in some of my holdings that I think they have a nice valuation at this point. So let's go stock by stock and see what is going on with my portfolio. First stock here is Allocation Kushtar, which I recently added to my portfolio. Kushtar is a company with more than 14,000 convenience stores and gas stations around the globe, which has a fantastic balance sheet and growth potential. I have a very small starter position in this company with only 7 shares at the moment, and I plan to consistently buy more shares of Kushtar in 2023 and scale this position to at least 5% of my portfolio. I hope the share price drops a little bit more before I start to really buy Kushtar here. Next, we have Aritzia, which is a growth-focused Canadian fashion stock, and I'm up almost 10% on this position so far. I bought 10 new shares of Aritzia during the last month, and now I own 100 shares of this company, and I think I'm good with Aritzia at the moment, as my wife also holds 135 shares in her own account. My own plan for Aritzia is just hold the stock from this point on, unless the share price drops significantly in the future, which in that case I will buy more shares of Aritzia. The next position is Brookfield Company. The stock rebounded very nicely in 2023 and I am down only 8% on this position at the moment. I bought 5 more shares of Brookfield Company in the last month and I think the company is undervalued right now. I plan to buy a few more shares of Brookfield Company during the year, and if I can accumulate 150 shares, I think I will have enough shares in this company for my TFSA allocation. The next position is Bank of Nova Scotia, which is the 4th largest Canadian bank. I'm down 13% in this position so far, which seems like a bad performance compared to my other stocks. I have my full position here at 100 shares and I don't have any plan to add to my Bank of Nova Scotia position at this point. It's going to be a hold forever stock for me unless something fundamentally changes with their business. I'm more interested to collect those juicy dividends and reinvest that cash flow into other undervalued Canadian stocks at this point. Next, we have Canadian Tire, which I recently added to my TFSA. I have only 11 shares of Canadian Tire and I am already up 8% in this position. I hope Canadian Tire price drops even more, so I will be able to scale up this position in 2023 and accumulate more shares. Next, I have EQ Bank, which is the golden ticket of my portfolio. It is one of the companies that I believe will reach a new all-time high in 2023 or at the latest 2024. They have excellent growth roadmap, they have fantastic balance sheet and business fundamentals, they are focused on returning value to shareholders, and they have great margins, which these margins are growing. The stock currently up 8% for me, and I'm excited to hold this stock for a very long time and reap the benefits. Next, I have 2 REITs. Granite REIT, which is an industrial real estate company with many large warehouses around Canada, US, Europe, and Killam REIT, which is a residential real estate company in Eastern Canada. Both are amazing REITs with both growth potential and consistent monthly dividends. I am down only 3 and 2% on this position so far. I am happy with my position in Granite, and this would be another hold for me in 2023. However, I bought 55 shares of Killam in the last month and have planned to continue to add to this position in 2023 as my target share count for Killam is 300 shares. So 2023 should be a year that I consistently buy Killam REIT. Finally, we have TD Bank, which is up almost 8%. TD, like Bank of Nova Scotia, is a position that I will probably never sell it and just try to collect those juicy dividends and reinvest that cash flow into my other stocks. Now, let's look at my RRSP, which I contributed cash to this account during the last month, much more than my TFSA. I plan to hold most of my US and international stocks here. RRSP portfolio was down 32% last month, but now it is down only 10%. My biggest investment here so far is Meta Platforms or Facebook, which is down 41%. At some point I was down 65% on Meta. So Meta rebounded quite a lot in the last 2 months by almost 50%, which is huge. I bought 5 more shares of Meta in the last month, and I am sure that Meta will rebound even more in the future as it is definitely undervalued here. I also own 43 shares of Google in my RRSP, and I'm down 4% on those shares. As I mentioned before, I bought 12 shares of Google in the last month and will continue to buy Google here, at least 7 more shares. to have a full position in Google. Regarding my RRSP strategy, I want to buy at least 7 more shares of Google, probably a few more shares in Meta, and I want to add a few new stocks here in 2023. Now, let's have a glance at my wife's portfolio as well. In her TFSA, she has many similar stocks to mine. She has 135 shares of Aritzia, which is up 20%. She has 17 shares of Bank of Nova Scotia, which is down 7%. She has 35 shares of Meta, which is almost flat on that position, only 2% down. And she also has a speculative super small position in Hut 8 Mining, which is a Bitcoin mining company. In her RRSP, she recently bought a small stake by 7 shares in Amazon, and it is up almost 3% so far. Her portfolio worth a bit over $15,500, and she is up 13% in her TFSA and 2% in her RRSP, which are great performance. So overall, our plan with all of these stocks that I show you today is to hold or add to them during these dips. I did not panic sell any of these stocks during the recent market downturn, and even if we go down another 30%, I will still hold these stocks as I analyzed each and every single stock I buy, and therefore I'm not going to emotionally react to price action of these stocks. These are my assets, I know the value of my assets, and I'm not going to sell them for low offers out there. There you are, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and my transparency of showing you all the positions I have in my own portfolio, my wife's portfolio, and also the performance of our stocks. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing to the channel to see similar videos in future. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Farewell.